Hello, we're in Holly Springs. As you know, the recent tornadoes severely impacted many communities and many people. The governor's office estimates that 24 people were killed, 133 were severely injured, over 6,100 homes were damaged or destroyed, 5,000 of them here in Wake County. There are more than 2,000 people who have been displaced and no longer have jobs because of businesses that were damaged or destroyed. I'm with some guys who are neighbors helping neighbors, who are people of faith putting faith to work. And I want them first to introduce themselves to you, because ordinary people can do some extraordinary things. Don?
My name is Don Finkbeinner. I'm a Rotarian. I'm with Christ Episcopal Church in Raleigh.
I'm Charles Edwards. I'm also Rotarian and also with Christ Church Episcopal in Raleigh.
And I'm Jim Lovejoy with the Cary Rotary Club.
I'm Ken Jorvis, the victim. I own this place, a member of Christ Church. These are my friends, parishioners, and fellow Rotarians.
I am Richard Barnes. I am not a Rotarian, but I am with Christ Episcopal Church in Raleigh.
And these are some guys who are helping to clear and do some relief work here at this home. One of the things that's important to remember is that when a disaster strikes, the immediate need obviously is for rescue, and it takes first responders to be engaged in the work of rescue. After rescue has happened, then the stage of relief kicks in, and that's when people like these guys can help to stabilize communities, remove debris, get those chainsaws out, and that can happen. But when a disaster strikes, the impact is long-term, and the recovery and rebuild and redevelopment is the phase when a lot of people can get involved. And we've targeted that phase as a phase where we as Episcopalians can become involved. Don was at a meeting last night, and his organization was involved in helping us think through how to do that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Thank you, Bishop. The organization that I'm a part of is Wake Interfaith Disaster Team. It was formed from Hurricane Fran back in the 90s when we needed some folks from the faith-based community to help out when a disaster occurred. Obviously, the government can't do all the work themselves. So we formed groups in various parts of the state, in various counties, particularly down east. We're probably the farthest western organization, and we are made up of a number of congregations in Wake County in various denominations and faiths. And we come together when there is a disaster and try to help in whatever capacity it's required or it's asked that we do, particularly on the long-term recovery part of it. We do get involved immediately if possible, but then later on when everything else goes away, we're there to help people rebuild.
There are two things we're asking each congregation to do. First, we're asking the priest in that congregation to appoint one person as a contact person for disaster relief. And secondly, we're asking each congregation to conduct a self-assessment using an instrument that Don's group has developed. Can you tell us about that?
We put together a skills survey, Bishop, which allows everybody in the congregation to fill it out. That information stays with the congregation. You can tell us what you're good at and what you can help with, whether it's operating a chainsaw or whether it's computer work, if you're an interpreter, particularly in Spanish or any other language, if you enjoy cooking, transportation, computers, whatever it might be, and then we take that information and put it together, and when we need it, we call upon the congregations to tell us what they can do, and then we take it from there.
That information will help us figure out how best the resources of the Episcopal Church can be deployed for the long haul to help to rebuild our communities. In England, they have a saying that's all over the tube and all over. It's called minding the gap. Well, there are going to be a lot of gaps and a lot of people who will fall through the gaps. But since the Church of England is our mother church and we're Anglican, in that tradition, we will be minding the gaps. Guys, God bless you.
Thank you. Bishop, could I mention one other thing, is that our Interfaith Disaster Team also does training for people in various parts of disaster response and recovery. Chainsaw and chainsaw work is just one of those, but we also do incident command control. We do psychological first aid. we do a number of other things that the disaster response people are familiar with, and those certifications help in times of disaster because they will also put those people in the lineup immediately rather than have to train.
And we'll have Don's contact information for Michael Hunn and Cathie Caimano, who are serving as our contact persons for disaster relief, as well as other ways that you can be involved and provide assistance, whether financial or volunteering, are there in this edition of Please Note. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, and keep the faith.